Right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are all able to hear us, see us okay. You are looking at a live view from our drone from high up above McLeansboro, Illinois, at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds as we are getting ready for the total eclipse to come passing right through our location here. I am WCIA Chief Meteorologist Kevin Lighty. This is WMBD Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. How are you?
I'm doing good, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, this is super exciting here.
Yep.
Ready to rock. We've been out here since early this morning, and now we are less than an hour away from totality.
Yeah, it looks like the eclipse has just started a few minutes ago, and now no matter where you're watching us from, you should be able to see it if you've got eclipse glasses.
Yeah, so all you need are these nice little eclipse glasses here that we've got, and you can look up to the sky. So you're going to have these things, especially ISO rated, and put those on. And
in the corner of your screen.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you don't have that and you're sitting at home and you're watching us, literally that camera, look at it. That's happening right now. So that is the sun.
Yep.
The moon that is just taking a bite out. It looks like it just, took a nice little crunch. Got a little hungry at lunchtime.
And it moves faster than you think.
Yeah, I mean,
it takes a couple hours to complete, but it does move really quickly.
Yeah, it just started here at about 12:45. That first little contact, as they call it, first contact there coming across. And so we're going to be able to show you that camera view throughout this. And of course, the real exciting part is going to happen at around 2 o'clock or so.
Yep, that's when we enter totality, at least here in McLeansboro.
So let's kind of show people where we are. If you've not heard of where McLeansboro is located, okay, so there it is. We're in southern Illinois. You can see where Peoria is, Champaign. We are in far southern Illinois. So basically, we are kind of surrounded by some major interstates there, I-64 to our north, I-57 to our west, US 45 to our east. And so our joint venture here with WCIA and WMBD to bring you guys this really cool coverage. And I tell you, it's going to be an exciting afternoon, and we've got a lot to talk to you about. We've got a huge team out here getting all of this ready to go as we go throughout the course of this afternoon. Some awesome camera shots here we're going to be able to deliver to you. You can see so there's the drone. There's some of the people that are out there. So they've come out and they're camping. They've been out here. Right. Some have been out here for a day or two.
Yeah, it's an incredible, and it's a good turnout. It's not too much, but it's just enough to bring in kind of a festival type feel here. I mean, we've got people playing bags. We've got kids playing around on some, you can see the little, the jump sets and stuff out there, the inflatables and the bounce houses. Just absolutely fun. And we got food trucks.
Yeah, food trucks out here as well. And like you said, it's not too crowded, which is awesome because in Carbondale, there's a lot of people there. In Indianapolis, there's a ton of people there. And so we've got this small town atmosphere kind of feel. Look at that. That bites there of the moon coming across. And we're going to see that totality here just a little bit before 2 o'clock is when that is going to happen. Again, traffic actually wasn't too bad. When we came down this morning, things were pretty good on the interstate.
Yeah, at least coming down to McLeansboro I came down from Washington, and yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. Now, there's some problems coming out of St. Louis there, right along the interstate. So that's been a slow go. Some of the bigger metro areas are dealing with some slowdowns, but I will say I think we lucked out here in McLeansboro.
We're good here, I think. Obviously, getting here, it's leaving.
Leaving is going to be
that a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I'm not sure how that's all going to go. So let's talk a little bit about the timing specifically here. I want to talk about the timing of when kind of things are going to start to kind of ramp up a little bit. So we just talked about that the eclipse actually began, the partial eclipse at 12:44.
Yep.
Maximum doesn't happen until 2:02:46. Now that's the max part of it. And then it officially kind of all ends there at around 3:19, but it's those 4 minutes.
Yes, about 4 minutes and 9 seconds of totality is what we're expecting, which is a long time. Compared to the 2017 eclipse, it's nearly twice as long as what they had, say, in Carbondale, which was right in the middle and perhaps the best viewing spot of the country back in 2017.
I think that's what's so amazing is how long this is going to be. I mean, and we're right on that center line. What's amazing is the center line for totality. The closer you are to that center line, the longer you're going to experience the eclipse. The center line for us is it's about 2,000 feet over that way. I'm told the line literally is across the street from the fairgrounds where we are located. So that makes what this is going to be so cool for us in viewing it.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very special experience, and I'm glad we get to bring it to you guys live.
Okay, so let's talk about a little bit of what an eclipse is. And I know some people may get confused. Where's the sun? Where's the moon? Where's, where are we? What's on? So talk a little bit about kind of what's happening here.
Yeah, so what's happening is the moon is going to be passing in front of the sun. Now, obviously, the moon is significantly smaller than the sun. The moon's about 400 times smaller than the size of the sun, but it just so happens that it's also about 400 times closer to us than the sun is, which at least to us makes it appear to be roughly the same size, which is why these eclipses are possible.
So I did a little math here.
Uh-oh.
And so again, here's what's wild to think about, and you hit the nail on the head there. So you look up to the sky, the sun and the moon look like they're the same size,
Yes.
right? When you look up to the sky, right? Well, we all know that the sun is way bigger, okay? But the reason we're able to get this is because of the distance away that the sun is and the moon. So 93 million miles away is how far away the sun is, okay? The moon, 232,000 miles away. If you divide, and I won't make you do the math, we'll do it for you, 93 million by 232,000, the number is 400. And that's exactly what Chris was talking about. The sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, which allows it to perfectly
line up. Now, over time, I believe the moon, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the moon is actually getting a little further away from Earth. So eventually these will go by the wayside.
And the sun is getting a little bit closer. So I think I read something in over like 500 million years, we won't even have eclipses. It won't be a thing. Hopefully the Earth is here in 500 million years. That's a whole nother story there. But that is definitely kind of what we're dealing with here. So just a little explainer of what's going to happen here. And again, that moon is already starting to pass there. And you can kind of keep seeing on the bottom right or left-hand corner of your screen there, keep watching that view of that kind of coming across. So really kind of cool. So climatologically speaking, clouds are around here a little bit this time of the year. But we don't have that this time. This is climatologically. You know the place that typically sees the least amount of cloud cover?
Texas.
There you go.
Desert Southwest.
Yeah.
And not today.
Not today. We are getting to experience amazing weather. So climatologically, you're looking at a 60 to 70% chance of cloud cover. And here where we are located, boy, it looks amazing. Our forecast here, we've got mid 70s for highs. I mean, it feels amazing. And again, we've got some high cloud cover, but nothing crazy.
No, this is the cirrus that we're experiencing. A lot of jet contrails. These are perfect. This is about as close to ideal as you can get. And if you had asked me last year, back in October, Chris, what kind of weather would we expect? This would not have been it for April in Illinois.
Yeah, and again, we're wedged in between a couple. It rained down here. I mean, it stormed pretty good down here yesterday, and then we've got rain coming in potentially tomorrow. Today, though, oh boy, you can't beat it. Sunshine, those mid 70s, all is looking good down here, and we're going to be fine, I think, for totality, because totality is now about 52 minutes away from that occurring. So that is awesome. All right, so you got the eclipse camera there. We're going to be able to continue to show you that, but our coverage is not just the two of us. No, we've got meteorologist Jacob Dickey out here as well. And boy, there are people that are traveling from all over the country, but you have some that are from the local area that made the trek all the way down here. Jacob, who you got over there?
Yeah, hey, Kevin, you come down and you see all the license plates. Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. There's some out of the country license plates up in Canada, things like that are down here. And this is a place where people are coming from all over the country. So we've got the totality glasses, and you can already see something now. We just peeked at that. And this is a great learning experience for Rantoul Township High School. They happened to stumble their way where we were. They brought a bus with 14 students. And so I want to bring them in here. And you can see they're observing things now with their eclipse glasses, checking things out. The teachers are here as well. And it's a good view already, as you see in the corner of your screen there. So we talked to some of the teachers here. I want to bring in some of the teachers. First off, tell us your name and what you do at Rantoul Township High School.
My name is Kevin Beebe. I teach science, biology, and geology.
Trisha Freeman, and I teach biology, anatomy, and AP Bio.
And I've been talking with them, and this has been a lot of fun. The opportunity that they have for this educational experience. You were saying earlier that to have the administration let you come down and take these students that are so passionate for science. I mean, this is such a great opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah, we're very fortunate that they let us do this. We had school today, but they let a select few of us kind of come down to take a look at the eclipse. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yes, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Again, it's not going to come back for another 20, 21 years. I'm not sure if they fully understand their, that, but I think in time, as they get older, they will.
And, you think about the next time we get the chance just in Rantoul for totality, it's 21:53. I don't plan to be here. Do you two plan to be here?
Probably not.
No, right? So this is really a once in a lifetime opportunity to get students out. You can see some of that. Let's talk to some of the students in here. First off, go ahead and tell me your name, and I'll start with you two. What have you seen so far with those eclipse glasses?
I'm Skylar Mills, and you are?
I'm Ashley Mills.
And it just looks great. I mean, it almost looks like a cookie that's getting a chunk bitten off of it almost by the minute. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, this really is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we all truly do appreciate this.
Yeah. And so, what do you think's gonna? I was talking to you earlier. You said, I don't really know what's gonna happen in totality. Like, what do you think? What are you feeling right now?
I know it's going to look cool. I know that much.
Yeah, and so they're here to experience that, Kevin and Chris. They're here to figure out what totality is. There's a difference when you talk about it in a textbook and you talk about it in slides compared to a day like this. Pan up to the sky. I mean, it's perfect viewing weather. They're getting that view now here with the sky. The cloud cover is not here, not a problem for them. We got a clear view here. Beautiful day in McLeansboro. So to be able to come here on a field trip, Kevin, for these students is a remarkable experience, a learning opportunity that they will remember for the rest of their lives. And I know Kevin and Chris, I think we're going to remember this moment for the rest of our lives too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I think what's cool about it is events like this can be milestones in people's lives, especially for the young kids that are just either really kind of learning, about, what they're interested in, and scientists get created from this very moment potentially.
Yeah, it's an incredible experience, and it's one I wanted to make sure my family came down. So I've got my wife and I've got my two girls here, pulled them out of school because you don't know what's going to happen 20 years from now. You don't know where you're going to be 21 years from now when you get that next solar eclipse tracking across the country. So this is going to be a surreal experience, and I think it's something for sure. I still remember like it was yesterday, the way I felt during the 2017 one, and I'm just glad I'm able to share that with the family and with you guys at home.
I think it's super cool. So you've got your wife and kids here. I brought my wife down here as well. Jacob has his wife here. So we've all kind of made this like a little family thing. And let me tell you, there's a huge production crew that made the trek here with us as well. I mean, there's a dozen or more people that are helping us put this on from both of our stations. So we're really appreciative of them coming and taking the time to do this. But they're going to get to experience as well. But they're going to be having to work at the same time. But it's going to be really cool. So you've been watching the camera there. There it comes across the screen. We're going to have the shots from that. It's a special solar camera. And so there's a solar filter that they put on that camera. I want to stress to people, pointing your regular camera at the sun before totality.
Don't do it.
May not be listen, you may get lucky and maybe it doesn't ruin your camera, but just think about it. That's a lot of energy that's coming down on those little sensors in your iPhones and whatnot. Now, if you're in totality, you can, once you get to totality, take pictures and all that, but also remember to live in the moment when that is occurring as well.
Put the phones down, maybe snap a picture or two. The good news is this year's, if you're in the center of totality, it is a longer experience. It's just over 4 minutes long here in McLeansboro, so there is going to be time for you to snap a few pictures, but please put the phones down, soak it in, and just enjoy it. Listen, be quiet, and just kind of listen to your surroundings. That's probably if you ask me if you were to say, Chris, I need some advice for how to experience, that would be my experience.
Yeah, just take it in. It's not going to happen again for a while. We're going to talk about that a little bit later as to the next time that we're going to be able to see something like this. Let's talk about percentages in totality, because a lot of people, and I got this question a ton over the last several weeks. Well, I'm in 98% totality. I'm going to experience the same thing, right? No, not the case.
No, it is amazing what just 1% of a sliver of sun means between total darkness or a dusk-like feel, and it just appearing to you to be just any other day. We've been telling that to folks up there in the Peoria market, all week. Hey, 94% coverage is what we're seeing in Peoria. You're going to have to come down to totality if you really want to experience that. Yes, you might notice a slight dimming, and we'll talk about this later, but there's going to be some impacts on the weather. But to experience the darkness and to actually see, the sun's corona, you have to be down in totality to experience it.
And again, there's some people just north of Effingham. You're 99%. And I got to tell you, it is going to be a little bit different. But here we get 100 and we get to show it to you for those of you that are back watching there from home, whether you're up in the Peoria area, from Champaign, all the way to Springfield. But I know we've got some people just on the edge there in Effingham as well that are going to get to experience this. Now, the eclipses, the totality times here are really going to start to ramp up. I've got a list of some major cities here that show when totality times start to occur. Now, so those that are kind of down around the Dallas, Texas area, their totality is going to be in about 25 minutes or so. And you can see how those times change. And ours is going to be around 2 o'clock. Now, this comes across Ohio to Pennsylvania and then eventually exits Maine at around 2:32 p.m. That's actually 3:32 p.m. Central Time, or I should say Eastern Time. But for us, we're looking for that magic time right at 2 o'clock when things really start to get going. So here's the thing, though. We are so blessed and so fortunate that our weather here is so good, because down in Dallas, Texas, I've heard there's some pretty overcast skies down there, and they may not get to see the eclipse.
Yeah, we've had people, you know, when you would look at that average cloud map cover climatology, and you would go, well, if I had to schedule this a year in advance, I'm going to book a flight and I'm going to book a hotel for Texas, because that's where skies are typically more clear. But we're doing well. We've averaged 50 to 60% cloud cover, and here we are. Maybe 2% of the sky right now is covered in cirrus clouds, and it's mainly jet contrails.
Yeah, and I've heard some people say that having some of that cirrus cloud cover actually helps a little bit in terms of just creating a little bit more, whether it's those ice crystals up there, kind of refraction, and just creates a little bit more texture when you do have the eclipse.
There's a little ambience to it too, especially as those clouds kind of drift in front of the moon. It really is going to be a sight. I'm really excited.
Okay, so we are going to send things over, I think, to Jacob now. Jacob is with another crew. Again, there's people from all over the place, and we've got them out there trying to find some of the more unique stories and things that are going on. Jacob, who do you got? What's going on? There he is.
Hey, Kevin, I wanted to give you an idea. If you've ever been to the county fair before, you know there's the grandstands and the track and things like that. Well, look at what they've done to the inside of this right here. We look back here. The whole inside lot is full of eclipse watchers here that are wanting to look at things. And so we're standing down to the track and getting a chance to look at it and see folks and talk to them a bit. There are some really great stories that we've talked to. We'll have extended coverage even after the eclipse on what's going on. And it feels like a big party out here, to be honest. The energy is here. Folks are out. It's a beautiful day, taking advantage of this. You go look at the license plates. They're from all over, north and south of here. And getting to McLeansboro, as you said, the traffic for us was pretty good, but there's views like this in a lot of towns in the path of totality. And so that's certainly something that is being seen in small town after small town, not even just in the path of totality, but even in areas outside of it. Some of those events that are out, Champaign Public Library, they're not in totality, but they're still having a great time there. When you talk about you're looking for small towns, Carbondale, there's a big event there. Indianapolis, there's a big event there. But when we look at these small towns, there's just some really cool stories that are coming up. I'm going to plan to find some people out here is my next goal. And I want to talk to them and see if we can't get some stories. We've heard them. We'll have them throughout the day today and beyond, because this is a moment where folks have come from all over, and they're coming to McLeansboro. They're coming to Mount Vernon. They're heading to Salem. They're heading down Effingham, even Paris, Casey, places like that to experience that. So we're getting a nice taste of what it's like and being with some really fine folks here in McLeansboro, and not just the local McLeansboro is excited, all of those people around the country who are coming to places like this. So our plan is I'm going to try and find some folks. We want to hear their stories, don't we, Kevin and Chris? What makes the eclipse and the totality such an experience? And I bet as well, there are some folks out here who experienced 2017 and have come back for a second time, because to have two of those times in 7 years, that's something exceptional in itself. Kevin, Chris?
Yeah. As someone who came down for 2017, that was an experience in itself. This one is going to be so much better because the moon's actually closer this time. So we get it much larger.
And it was still a little cloudy in 17, right?
It was a little cloudy, yeah. We had I know up in central Illinois, we had those high cirrus clouds, and we were able to make it out through the clouds. But yeah.
Wow, look at that. There's the view of it right now.
Fantastic.
How about that? I mean, you're over a quarter of the way through now. We're going to be getting close to
totality in about 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes or so. pretty amazing stuff. Okay, what I want to talk about here are some of the more specific effects. And so we've got a detailed list of timeline of events and kind of milestones that we're going to be hitting in terms of things that are going to happen around the atmosphere or around us. So at 1:30 is about the time we start to see some sky brightness changes here. So in about 10 minutes, that'll start to happen. At around 1:37, you're going to start to feel some temperature changes, okay? 1:53 is what I'm really curious, is if nature reacts. And I don't know if you got a ton of nature out here, but you know, if it's the birds that start, you know, stop chirping, or, you know, things that are happening. So that's kind of interesting. But 2 o'clock, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah, Corona, Diamond Ring, and Bailey's beads. That is a phenomenal sight. That's what will bring out all of those photographers that study space weather and just the event in general. That's what they want to capture. They want to capture Bailey's beads.
Yeah, that's the big. That's where people come from all across the country, all around the area as well. So we got a helicopter coming in here.
Maybe that's your private lift.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. We're coming down here trying to check things out for us. I will say this. People came from land, air, and sea, I'm sure, to come across to view the eclipse out here this afternoon. And things are just starting to get kind of exciting. Again, I think it's going to be interesting to kind of watch the reaction of everyone. Was that something in 17 where while you were trying to experience it, the oohs, the ahs, the clapping, the cheers?
Yes, it was. The amount of people, and then the crowd just turned into a giant uproar when it happened. And you started cheering too, just because you didn't know what else to do. It was quite the experience. So, and it's incredible right now as I look around. I'm telling by the camera, we're maybe 45-50% of the sun is now obscured by the moon, and there's no change to the environment. You would not know if you are now walking around that there's an eclipse going on right now.
That's a great example as to how when it does get to 98%, it's 2% of the sun is still a lot.
Yeah.
So it's right when you get to 100, boom, and then it just drops off real quick. And so we talked about how the temperature is going to change. It's wild that we could have a 5-degree temperature drop, right? When totality occurs.
Yeah, so there was a big one, I believe, during the 2017 eclipse. I've got it here. Champaign dropped, and Champaign wasn't even in totality.
Yeah.
Dropped 7 degrees between 12:15 and 1:15. So they went from 88 to 81. Carbondale, which was in totality right in the middle, they fell 6 degrees in 25 minutes. So we're going to see probably something very similar, if not even a greater drop, because we're in totality longer.
So that's what's amazing. And that was a hot summer day in August too.
It was a very warm day.
You know, but we're going to be in the 70s here, but we could drop down to near 70 degrees potentially. And I think that's going to be super interesting to kind of feel that effect take over when that darkness kind of settles in.
And it will hit quick. How fast it drops, and then you'll see the temperature try to recover a little bit. If we had cumulus clouds, which we don't, if you had cumulus clouds, those big puffy cotton balls that you see floating around this time of year, those would actually dissipate as the temperatures cool.
Sure.
And then they would try to reform. It could actually stop thunderstorms from developing if it happens long enough and it can cool your temperatures enough. It can prevent those storms from developing. I don't think that's going to be the case in Texas, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they're going to be probably out of luck. So again, super fortunate to be here in Southern Illinois to experience the total eclipse there. Again, bottom left-hand corner of your screen is our special eclipse camera that is showing you the moon coming across the sun. And we just cannot wait for that moment to occur when things start to get darker and darker. I heard somebody over here, I think he said, it just looks like the Cookie Monster took a bite out of a cookie.
That's a pretty good
right there. That's what the kids are thinking as well. Okay, Jacob still out there again, roaming around, hanging out? Jacob, we'll send it back out to you. What do you got rounded up over there?
Hey, Kevin, I haven't quite got to food because I know you're going to ask for some of that. That are here. I've seen you a few times in the camera there. I thought it'd be great to talk to the local Kiwanis Club. They're helping to put things together here down in McLeansboro, and we've got the president-elect, John Perryman. John, thanks for having us. You know, we reached out and said, hey, we want to come check out your town and see the totality, and you guys were, yes, we can come, and we've been having a lot of fun today. Tell me what it means to have an event like this here in McLeansboro.
Oh, it's great. It gives people opportunity to come together, enjoy the view, camaraderie. And what's so great about it, there's people from everywhere here. We've got people from Germany here.
We've heard about their story a little bit. Weren't they down in Texas?
Right.
And they were like, oh, in Texas, that weather has not been polite to them down there. So they got a rental car and drove to get here for Totality Day. We've seen license plates from all over, and everyone's just so friendly and having a good time here, aren't they?
Yep. Everybody's been great.
So tell me a little bit here. 2017, Totality was also here in town, and you were telling me that you guys didn't have any formal event, but you guys thought this time, hey, let's open up things. Let's get some people in town, and we can all have a great party here, right?
Right. The city mayor decided that somebody should put on an event, and he called upon us.
They picked you,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yep. So yeah, we're glad. We're all about the community and the kids, and this gives us an opportunity to raise some money. We have a park here in town, and we're going to replace some playground equipment there, and it's going to be expensive. So yeah, so we're glad to be able to raise the money to do it.
Hey, that's great. Where can people learn more about that playground? People might be watching us from around here and they say, hey, maybe I want to throw a few bucks for the playground in McLeansboro. Can they reach out to your organization website?
Right. Yeah. We go on Facebook, look us up on Facebook, McLeansboro Kiwanis Club, and send us a note. We'll be happy to take their money and put it to good use.
Hey, that's a great thing to have here. So thank you so much for the invite. We're having a great time here as well. And the weather, I don't know if it was us or you that made this happen.
No, yesterday we had a lot more stuff going on, music and things, but the weather was not the best. But we were well blessed with the weather going around us. It went both ways, and we got a little rain, no big deal. But yeah, it was a good time. People just went with the flow. It was great.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys coming down.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here. And we are T-minus about 35 minutes or so from Totality now. Do you remember seeing 27 Totality?
Yeah. I was at work, and we went on break and went out and looked at it. But I think this is going to be much better.
Yeah, it sounds like the weather too. I mean, everything's just lining up for a great show. And we're so excited to have you at home as well here. Kevin, I got to ask you a question as well. And Chris, you can chime in too, but I know Kevin's the eater around here. Kevin, what kind of food do you want? John here might be able to hook us up with some of these food vendors.
Well, listen,
Don't tempt the news
I
guy.
was going to say, yeah, you talk to any news person, some food for sure. Listen, I won't be picky.
No, food's food.
Food's food. Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
me.
It's really cool too. We I said our whole crew's out here. Our whole crew. We brought a grill. We've been like grilling brats like in between when we had some downtime, and
I need
so
to tag along with your live shots more often. This is great.
Listen, it's become a regular. If I'm live somewhere, there's going to be food out there as well. So
Look
there
at
you go. There's a view. That's our tent there, as you can see, in our crew that's kind of hidden underneath there. And hey, there's the food truck that we had to park near as well. So again, guys, there is the moon coming across, and these glasses. Super important here. If you want to see that, obviously you had to have heard about this by now. You got to have the eclipse glasses. I've got some safety tips that we're going to talk about here in terms of what to do here at this time. Hopefully you know a lot of this by now, but you don't want to look directly at the sun without these glasses.
Yeah, and you got to make sure they're the right ISO rated too. These are, I believe, what ISO
12312-2.
That's the one. Yes, that's the one.
They should say it meets the
yes,
transmittance
there'll be an
requirements.
there'll be an ISO.
So check those, okay, and make sure. Sunglasses, regular sunglasses. I'm like, okay, yep, I got some right here. Okay, these won't work. Okay, this is not gonna work. Okay, you're gonna burn your retina, literally.
When you put these on, you try to look at anything but the sun. It should be pitch black.
You should see nothing. If you put these on, yeah, like I said, I cannot see any of the camera or any of the people now. And I look right up to the sky, and there it is. And you got that clear as day view of the eclipse that is occurring. So that is really cool. So safety, obviously, of utmost importance when it comes to this, because you don't want to go to the doctor after this. You want to have eye problems, because some of that could definitely be an issue for life. Okay, totality versus no totality, okay? And it cuts right through parts of central Illinois. And boy, what a difference. I've got a graphic here. Mattoon is at 99.4%. We just kind of did a little mock-up graphic here. That's what it's going to look like. Effingham points to the south where we are. Does that seem about right?
That's about right. From experience, I'm going to say that's just about right. Now, if you are in Effingham, you guys are right on the line.
Oh, boy, they're right there.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you've got a few minutes to drive, maybe just a couple miles south, just in case, because these paths could be off a mile or two. So if you want to be safe, drive 4 or 5 miles south to make sure you're in it.
Listen, calculations and all this stuff can be super
Yes.
precise, but you're talking about, splitting hairs here.
You are a markers or a
Yeah.
pin's width on a map.
Yeah, correct. So maybe just a little bit south. I know they're technically there, but that is the difference between 99% and 100% totality.
Yep.
Speaking of, I just feel like in the past 30 seconds, slightly dimmer. Just
I am
maybe
starting to notice it looking off, and I bet. I mean, if you can find some, we don't have any trees that are near us with leaves on them, but you would start to notice some weird shapes in the shadows.
Yeah, so the shadows and talk about, kind of how, the colors really start to change.
It's almost like it's starting to look a little more muted. Is probably the best way. It's not as sharp. It's like my HD vision is now starting to go more to standard depth.
It's almost like sometimes people use those solar, or they put filters on their Instagram photos and all that, and they throw this filter on it, right? Like a little filter that dims it. It takes away the saturation, right?
Yes, I think that's
so
a good
not as saturated, not as vibrant of those colors in your surroundings, but starting to feel a little bit of that there. So again, this is what makes this so unique, is the fact that we have this occurring in our backyard, and it may not occur for a while as far as an eclipse. This is a map that shows all the crisscrossing across the sky there. There's one that happens there in 2045. It kind of comes across Oklahoma, runs well to the south. You can see the one from 2017 that came through here and literally put it, there's an X across pretty much the area where we are here in 2024. But the next time there, according to that map, that one is actually going to touch Illinois. It looks like it's in 2099. Look at that.
You have to make a trip up north.
I mean, yeah. Hey, listen, I'm still around there. Medical advancements have done a great thing. Listen, that's why so many people have come down here, and it goes across so much of the United States, all the way from Texas, stretching all the way up to Maine. So tons of people in major cities along the path of this as well, getting to experience this.
Yeah, I'm starting to pull up some temperature data just for reference on my phone.
Yeah,
so
great.
That way we have some idea here where things are going, because they're gonna start seeing more notable temperature differences in parts of Texas. I know they're overcast, but even they will start to see some subtle differences. Arkansas is going to start to see some differences, and right now it looks like southern Illinois, we've got temperatures that are in the mid to upper 70s just south of us. So those will start to drop here soon.
So I'm telling you, I'm starting to feel, it just feels just a tad bit cooler, cooler out here.
Carbondale right now, 79 degrees.
Okay. So that's happening right now. The fun, we are less than half an hour away from totality. And Jacob is back out there with us. And Jacob, are you starting to feel kind of the same thing? I don't know if I'm just crazy or
it looks different.
Just
Well, Kevin,
well, yeah.
you are
Don't answer
crazy.
Don't answer that.
First off, but no, we were standing here. We're like, kind of feels a little bit cool out here right now. There's that edge to the air and like a slight cool breeze coming on in. And the other thing I've noticed too is in the last few minutes, the lighting is starting to change a little bit here. But I tell you what, that's not stopping the kids from having fun. There's some bouncy houses here. I haven't seen you out here yet, Kevin, either, but maybe you'll get a chance here in a little bit. So we'll see. First off, we've been talking to folks and seeing where they come. And I've found a few folks from the McLeansboro, but I've found folks from Wisconsin, Missouri, and I've got Kelly, Josh, and Nova here now. They made the trip here from Denver, Colorado. It's so great to have you here in Illinois. Welcome to our state. Welcome here to McLeansboro. Talk to us a little about your trip here.
So we flew into Nashville, and we're going to just play it by ear as far as where we're driving. So we started driving, about like 3.5 hours?
We're heading to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Yeah.
And looking at the traffic and looking at the weather. And here is the one that said sunny, not partially sunny, not partially cloudy. So since we came all the way out from Denver, we're not going to take any risk and go for the sunny place.
Yeah. And to be here too, is this your first experience with totality?
No, we were actually in Casper in 2017. We also drove hours to go to Casper. So yeah.
And to be here in McLeansboro now, I mean, the weather is perfect. We are just moments away from that. Talk to me about what the excitement was like in 2017, what you're looking forward to now.
It was more amazing than I think we were prepared for. It's just kind of a lark, from Denver to Casper was not terrible, but it's a really amazing experience.
Yeah, and we previously had heard about people who chase eclipses, and we were like, "Ugh, those people." No, we chase them now. We're already talking about Iceland in 2026, and yeah.
Wow, you're thinking about going all over. Now, the next eclipse in Illinois is 2099. Y'all think you can come back for that?
It's on the calendar.
I love that. And then Nova here, is this her first one?
Yeah.
This is your first one? Have you ever seen an eclipse before? You've seen? Are you excited for this to be here with your family? Yeah. Are you just ready to see the cloud, the sun go over and the sky change? Is that something you're looking forward to? But are you also having fun here? What have you had anything to eat? Anything to eat? You've eaten? We'll get you some food though, right? Maybe I should get her food before I get Kevin food. That might be something that we'll have to do. It's so great to have you guys here in Illinois. We are so thankful that you made the trip and coming here to McLeansboro of all places. We're Illinois, that's Missouri, but just to get in that totality is such an incredible experience. Do you notice some changes happening now?
It does seem a little dimmer. And, last time we had an eclipse out in front of our house was a partial. And so I cut the little box and put the hole in it and we watched that. But you could see as it's shining through the trees, all the little crescents. And if you take your little hand and make a little dot, you can see the image. I mean, I don't know how you're going to get that in the camera, but it's just fun playing with the shadows.
Yeah, the shadows are changing too. And I know, Kevin, you've got something that's helping to show those shadows as well, don't you? He's over there. You see him over there? He's got one of those colanders, those bowls you use for vegetables. Having something like that, even if you're not in totality, you can head outside right now. Kevin, talk to us more about how you can use that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I have a strainer, a colander here. I've got a white board here where literally, okay, you have your back to the sun. Take this out there and you can see how it's not perfectly round anymore, okay? The moon cutting into the sun there, and this is a perfect example. If you don't have the glasses, you can come right into there and you can see right there. Look at that. I'm just using a perfect little strainer here, and there it is. See on the top kind of right how it's not a perfect circle because that's the moon that's coming across. And so we're able to show you that. Kind of a cool little experiment that you can do. One of many different things that you can do to show off the eclipse out here, guys. Woohoo! What's going on? I see you guys up there. Wow, it is pretty cool out here.
Yeah, you know what? Pinhole projector. He was talking about taking a box. You can take a cereal box. It's a good thing for you to do at home with the kids, and you've still got time to do this because you can, even after totality, you can do this. Cut a square out on one end of if you're holding it long ways, like you're looking at the top of the box down towards the bottom. Cut a square on the left-hand side, square on the right-hand side, leave the middle part, the top part where the cereal box would close intact. And then go ahead and put a piece of aluminum or tin foil, poke a hole through it, tape the tin foil to one side, and then you can basically, with the sun at your back, let that sunlight cast a shadow through that pinhole, and then you can see through the other open end that you cut through, you can see the shadow being cast through that pinhole. It's just like that gentleman did with his hand there. He made a small hole over, and you can see the layout there. Same thing with the colander.
So super cool to have that because there are other ways to see it. Not everybody has all the right stuff, but hopefully you're able to. Maybe you can run out real quick. Absolutely, now it is getting darker. It is. You can really feel it. The temperature is coming down.
The dimming is certainly more noticeable. The shadows look funky. That's the best way I could describe it.
It's super interesting. I love seeing all of our crew too. They're, I got Skylar over here. He's taking a peek up there. Everybody's like, listen, I got to work, but I want to see this too myself. And again, that is the view from the drone. So really now is when changes are starting to happen. You're definitely getting the temperature changes. The light is beginning to dim out here as well. And so just a really kind of cool thing. So what's interesting is we're going to start to lose the light.
Just saw a 4-degree temperature drop west of Carbondale in the last few minutes.
That is amazing. So 4 degrees already dropped. So what's going to happen is soon you may not be able to see us during our coverage of this here.
We got tools for that.
So we've got some tools here. Can we get some of the glow sticks? Oh, here we go.
We got you covered.
Okay, so later, here in about 20 minutes, you're not going to be able to see us at all. So we put these on for reference. So for reference later, when all you see is almost, pitch black, we've got that.
Little necklace here.
Somebody came up with that. Somebody smarter than us came up with it. Why don't we get some glow sticks out there, and so you're gonna be able to see them. So we've got that. And, yeah, there you go.
I got a big head here.
There we go. You got a special.
It's been a while since I've been to the club. I'm a little out of practice.
Can somebody start playing some techno?
Chris in the club. That is something you do not want to see. I'm just going to tell you right now.
The club. I love it, guys.
Divorce me.
So there you go. And she's over there. I'm going to tell you guys kind of how things are going to go down here. So in the next 5 minutes, in about 5 minutes from now, we're going to be wrapping our digital coverage, okay? And what's going to happen, though, those of you that have been watching on your phone, whether it's on Facebook, at WCIA.com, at WMBD.com, we're going to do this on TV soon.
Yeah, you get to see it live from the comfort of your own home. If you don't have social, I mean, although a lot of you might be out and about, maybe these cell phone networks are starting to get run down, but hey, yeah, we're going to be doing this live on our broadcast over the air.
And so, so many of you, I want you to tune into that as well. We're also going to still push you onto these same social media pages and whatnot. But if you want to turn us on television there, we're going to be doing that at 1:50. So there's going to be a little bit of 5-minute break. So we're going to do this all the way up to 1:45, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break at 1:45, come back on television and on our streaming platforms at around 1:50. And it's from 1:50 to about 2:05 where it's going to be awesome out here.
Yeah, and as during that that time, as we start to approach totality, let us know, no matter where you're watching from, what you're watching on, comment. Let us know what experience you're seeing, where you're at. What is it like at 98% maximum coverage, totality? For us in Peoria, if you're watching from home, 94%. What does it feel like to you? What temperature changes are you seeing? Are you noticing the sky starting to dim a little bit? Please share that with us because we'd love to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're all experiencing this together in some form, whether you're in partial or if you're lucky enough to be in totality. And everybody's going to have different experiences, outcomes that come from this as well. Again, if you're along that path, you can see it there. And if we can, one more time, if we have the detailed eclipse timeline here of some of the key milestone times that we're going to be hitting, we can talk about what those are. Again, you can see there's 2:02 is the maximum eclipse time. That's when we are pretty much center point there, the moon coming across and fully eclipsing the sun. And so again, we're just a few minutes from that.
Now for those in Champaign, maximum eclipse for you is going to be around 2:05 p.m. And again, that's about 98% of coverage. And for those of you in Peoria, the maximum eclipse is actually going to happen a little sooner at 2:03, and you're only getting 94% of coverage. So you're going to be stuck to partial. What you're not going to see in Peoria and Champaign is that 2 p.m. stage, that Corona, Diamond Ring, Bailey's Beads. You're not really going to be able to see that from back home. That's really a totality only experience.
It is, and that's what we get to see. And then in the minutes after that, things continue. And totality is going to end here a little bit, just tiny bit, 2:04, and a few seconds after that, and then things start to get to normal. And then, of course, the partial eclipse ends. Things go back to normal there eventually, 3:19. Yep. But again, we are just super stoked to check this out here in the next few minutes. While, yes, you can see there's, what would you say, almost 80% of it's covered.
Yeah, 80% covered.
And it's still light out. Okay, we're 80%. And you can see our shot there from our drone there from up above, as it is showing a great view. But you can start to see just a little bit of that dimming of the sky that is starting to occur out here as well. So
I know the shadows, they're just becoming more pronounced, especially with your hat there. I was
gonna say just my
hat
shadow.
Yeah, it's something.
It's getting darker here for us. So again, guys, here in just a few minutes, we're going to be kind of wrapping up our digital coverage on things here and getting ready for the TV aspect. The number one thing that I guess you're looking forward to checking out here?
I'm going to say it's experiencing totality with my family. That's something I missed out on in 2017. I was here alone with my crew. But I wish that was one thing. I wish my family was with me. So I'm glad they're here with me this time. It's going to be an experience.
And we'll bring Jacob in here if we can, guys. I don't know if we can get that shot here, but Jacob here. What are you looking forward to here that we're going to get to experience here in the next few minutes?
He stole the words out of my mouth. I told my wife she's got to come too. And the fun thing is the color change. I told her wear something green because the lighting is supposed to look different. Yeah. And it already looks at her. And she told me too, she's already cold. She's already chilly now.
She's chilly, right?
Yeah. So she's got her sweatshirt on. So I got a great story coming up on TV too.
Okay.
Just talking to somebody here from NASA. What their experience from California. So look forward to that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. That is awesome. Okay, guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap up our digital coverage here. Take a few minutes, grab a drink, okay, go to the refrigerator, but come back soon because we're going to be on TV and back on these same streaming platforms. And the real fun is going to kick off here. Totality from McLeansboro, Illinois is coming your way. There's a live view from our solar eclipse cam. We've got much more coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.
CIA3 and WMBD. This is the Total Solar Eclipse 2024.
From McLeansboro, we are here live, and we've got the whole crew here with us. Meteorologist Jacob Dickey. From WMBD is Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me.
Listen, awesome experiences with fellow science, weather geeks, astronomy geeks here as well. And we are in the thick of it now. Darkness settling in here at the very moment. We are just a few minutes away. Those of you that are just tuning in here on television, okay, you're looking at, on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, our special eclipse camera. Literally, that is the moon right there that is coming across the sun. And boy, we are getting as close as ever to getting to that totality point when darkness is definitely about to fall upon us.
And it's very weird right now, isn't it? Just kind of strange with the lighting.
There's a purple kind of, I can describe it, I would think, it's not just dim, but it's kind of a purplish saturation.
Yeah. As the moon gets, even the reflections of light are kind of weird out there, aren't they? Like the shadows and whatnot. We're getting
the shadows are sharper from one side of, look at one side of my face to the other.
Yeah,
and I'll say this: they do a number with these cameras to brighten things up. It's a lot darker, and you can see even just the shadow from my hat here is creating that as well. It's a lot darker than what this camera looks here right now. But in about 8 minutes or so,
8, 9, 10 minutes,
you may not be able to see us now. You may be wondering, what are you wearing around your neck here? Guess we should explain. So we put some glow sticks on us here because in 8 minutes, when darkness really starts to come out, you may not be able to see us at all. So we've got some lights around us so you can potentially still see us as the totality occurs.
Yeah, we had some fun already on digital and hearing some of the stories, and we've got some stories to share as well. And we just want to savor the moment, don't we? All of our families are here with us as well.
Yeah, bro. My wife and my two daughters. I came down for the 2017 eclipse, set up in Waterloo, Illinois, and didn't get to experience that with them. So this is a very special moment for me and my family.
And it's a special moment for a lot of people, right, Kevin?
It is. I mean, everybody that's come from all across, whether it's maybe you just came from, Effingham County. Some people come from different countries out here tonight. People have brought their families. Again, all three of us have our wives here with us and families that are enjoying this. And it's getting to be super eerie right now. So we're at 152, approaching 153. And again, totality here in McLeansboro is right about 2 o'clock.
That's right. Now, I've got a story for you. I want to go talk to someone. They're waiting for me. Where they came from, where people are coming from. You're right. It's so far away, coming to places like McLeansboro, Illinois, where we are. But it's not just here. It's, all of the small towns. In central Illinois, Casey, Effingham, you go down towards Carbondale, places like that. People are traveling far and wide. And with the weather we have, this is the best spot in the entire country here in Illinois to see the eclipse. So I'm going to go find some people, Kevin.
Okay.
I got you're going to be really interested to hear this story.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. So, so he's going to do that. We are getting closer and closer. There it is. Chris, man. Pretty cool stuff here right now that's happening. Again, there's almost like a nervous tension that I feel like everybody, right? Because it's, it's a little quiet right now.
A little quiet. The temperature is certainly dropping. And I'm seeing some Carbondale, which is obviously down the road a ways. They're down to 73 after being up in the mid to upper 70s. So they're dropping. I'm sure our temperatures are the same. We can feel it.
Yeah.
But there's a calmness in the air. There was a breeze earlier. That breeze appears to be winding down.
I don't see much. So we've got like these flags here behind us, and they've been kind of waving around, but they're definitely not waving around anymore. So calmness, and even the people here as well. I think
there was just a big dimming there. If you caught that.
Yeah, you can really start to feel it. So we're getting, because you can see it there. Again, the bottom left-hand corner of your screen is our eclipse camera here. That's how close we are. We're going to be about 5 minutes or so away from totality occurring. And again, you kind of liken it to, taking away the saturation on some of those filters people put on their cameras, and just taking away the brightness and everything, more grayscale kind of starting to occur.
Yeah, a lot more grayscale. Again, still if you're trying to take pictures of this, whether you're partial or totality, don't take a picture with it with your camera until totality, until you hit the darkness, because it is, you could still cause some problems with your camera. But if you're not in totality, you're going to have to continue to take pictures through your fancy little sunglasses, solar glasses.
I just keep looking up here, and just looking at it there. It's awesome to view through your eye. It's awesome. So there's kind of a cool, and this is going to be a really neat shot for us here, is between the drone shot is going to show you the sky, and then right when the eclipse goes totality, it's going to be really curious to see how dark things really are going to get from our cameras. Again, those cameras have got their brightness turned up on them to try to show you the picture. But again, we're less than 5 minutes away from that totality occurring. So it's going to be awesome to see. There have been some high cirrus clouds out here today, but nothing major that's hindering our view. The view, much worse in other locations. We're super fortunate here in Southern Illinois, in McLeansboro, Hamilton County, at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, no, this is good. And most of our cirrus clouds are just former jet contrails. We got one that's passing north of us. That's not going to be a problem. But no, we've got ideal viewing conditions in Southern Illinois, which is probably not something if you were to look at statistics for eclipses, and that's looking off towards the north and east, I believe. So there is more cloud cover behind us, but when I look off just due south and off towards the west, we've got mostly clear skies.
So 3 minutes away. I'm gonna go over to Jacob real quick. Jacob, you've been tracking some people down. Who you got over there?
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, I got Sandy and Sue. They're here now enjoying it. Their trip brought them here to McLeansboro. Sandy's here right now. Sandy, where'd you come from to get here to McLeansboro?
So from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California. And we were talking earlier, you happen to have a cool job too, don't you?
Yeah, I work at the Jet Propulsion Lab for NASA. We build planetary spacecraft, Earth orbiting spacecraft, land stuff on Mars, stuff like that.
And so an eclipse, I mean, space stuff is your thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So how many eclipses have you seen before?
This is the second one I've seen. We saw the one in 2017 in Nebraska.
And your wife's over there now. She's getting a view of that. We can just show her looking at it. It is almost time to totality. You're excited for this moment, I'm sure, aren't you?
Extremely. This is exciting.
So it's just a few moments away, Kevin, and I'm going to go find my wife and enjoy the moment. They're going to enjoy it. People from all over the country are here in the path of totality, ready for that moment, just a couple of minutes away. Kevin, Chris, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jacob. Appreciate it out there. Okay, guys, we're now a few minutes away. This is so weird right now. I mean, and again, it's kind of funny. We've got our production crew back at the station. They're like, "Iris, up the camera. We can barely see." Well, there's an eclipse going on here, so it's probably gonna be a little dark. We're doing our best here to show that to you. We got the glow sticks though, and again, we want to show you that right there. The eclipse totality is. I keep checking my clock here.
I mean, we're about 3 minutes away, just under 3 minutes, I think, from. I guess it depends exactly where in McLeansboro you are, but roughly just under 3 minutes to go here.
This is wild to experience, because now, I mean, the amount of light that has gone away just in the past 5 minutes is incredible. Yeah. And you got to think about what people thought thousands of years ago when this occurred,
right?
And they had no idea what this was, and thinking the world was going to be ending.
Yeah, this is different.
And we know what's happening now. And again, we're about 2 minutes away from totality. And again, things are getting dark. And
we got nothing. I'm going to say just a fingernail of a little sliver there, little crescent of the sun left.
The sliver,
but still too bright to see with the naked eye.
Okay. Oh wow! I just noticed another little dimming. There was another. That was another.
Wow.
Okay, it's really starting to come and get darker now. I just felt it come down like another notch. You guys feel that?
Yeah. Hey, look, you can see some stars up there. You see that? One of the planets to the bottom,
you can
right?
see one of the planets. Yep, right there through the cirrus shield.
Wow.
That's incredible. Yeah, you're going to be able to see the night sky. You're going to be able to see a lot of planets in the sky.
Okay. It's almost like it's zippering up in that camera shot.
Yep, it's getting darker.
This is...
Yeah. I don't know once we hit totality if they've got that other camera ready to go, but we're not there yet. But once that crescent disappears, we are going to be in totality.
I am in awe right now.
This is eerie. Now, right now, it feels.
I feel like
dusk.
It's close. We're
under
close,
it feels like we're under stadium lights at a Friday night football game right now.
It does. I mean, that's an awesome description there. There's like just a beam. A few beams that are coming down from those stadium lights.
All right, we're about, I'm going to say we're close to about a minute away from totality. Just about a minute to go until totality here in McLeansboro, Illinois.
Oh, this is This is so cool. Again, you
Where's
see
my
the
wife?
Yeah, you can see the planets.
There she is.
Well, they're all. It's interesting. Everybody out here looking up to the sky right now, as they should be.
It's flickering too a little bit right now.
Wow.
Wow.
This is wild.
There's one star. They've been talking. You can see it in some places.
All right.
Totality. You'll see 5 or 6 of them. There it is. Look at the drone shot right there.
Yep.
You can
Now turn it
see
on.
Look
the
at that now.
darkness. It is. It is. We are seconds away.
Well, I
from
think we should just let's go ahead and
This-
maybe just quiet
Oh,
down, listen
savor the
for
moment.
just kind of savor the moment, and
Yeah.
listen to the surroundings. Here
Here
we go.
Take a look, guys.
Wow. Here we go.
It's about to happen.
We are almost to totality. Here we go.
Look how dark it's getting.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Here it comes, guys.
Here it is. And
Oh, there it is.
we are
The diamond ring.
there. We have diamond ring.
Diamond ring. There
Wow.
it is. There's the corona.
There it is, right there.
You can see the corona right now.
And
You can take off your glasses.
The glasses
for the
can
next
come off.
4
If they
minutes.
get a good view with the other camera, they can see it. We can pull that up because right now the filtered camera, you can't see it. And we are going to be in this for roughly 4 minutes.
So we got 4 minutes here.
Wow. Absolutely beautiful.
Complete darkness has fallen upon us here tonight. This
That's the
afternoon.
planet.
it looks
I
like
say tonight.
it's the fastest sunset ever.
That was wild. The last 30 seconds. Again,
There
you
it is
can-
right there. There
so
it's
there
got
it
the
is.
other camera feed up. So
So
that's what it looks like to us.
So you can see the drone shot there showing you the sky, the horizon there, which just barely has some of that color to it. But in the bottom left corner of your screen, if we could take that full, there it is.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Kevin, this is better than storm chasing.
This is
We're going to the next eclipse.
few things fascinate me.
And
but
what I
this-
find fascinating, I see in the bottom side, there's a little single beam of red light. Can you see that?
That
And then you look down from top left to bottom right from this vantage point, and you can see the different planets that are up there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them I spot here at the naked eye.
seeing the planets at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is wild.
this is, and no matter which way you look, guys,
Yeah,
it
look
just
all around.
looks like sunset. It's a
Yeah.
360
360 degree sunset.
And
which
there's
you don't
almost
get.
an X in the contrails right where the from our vantage point where the eclipse is. This is fantastic.
It is pitch
Wow.
dark here. We're coming across max totality here in just a moment. And again, fully eclipsed, the moon across the sun, and what is almost a mathematical improbability for the sun to be as far away as it is at 93 million miles and also be 400 times larger than the moon. And yet, it fully eclipses it to where we're able to see this with our own eyes here on Earth.
This is fantastic.
A
And we've got
surreal
another
experience.
couple minutes to go here. This is an absolute show here in
And-
McLeansboro.
And the interesting thing is, I know folks at home probably are, you look for those changes. The lighting has changed. The
Yeah.
coolness to the air.
Look at the shot we have for you now with our camera there. We got the filter off, so look at that.
You think the animals too. There's a few birds flying around. I think they're headed.
I saw the birds. Yeah, I saw the birds that are
Birds
kind of
flying.
freaking out. Wow.
I'm freaking out a little bit
This
here.
is so cool, man.
incredible.
When you
This
see the
is-
sun's corona, the rays there kind of extending away. We don't get to see that because it's just too bright. So this is a good way for scientists to study the sun.
I-
Oh, we're getting a little Bailey's beads there on the
Bailey's
bottom. Do you
beads,
see
yeah,
that?
you
Yeah,
can
that's
see
what
right
that
on
is.
the bottom.
Right on the
Yeah,
bottom, little Bailey's beads.
That
That
bright
little-
part.
Yep. Beautiful.
You're literally seeing, those flares coming off of the sun 93 million miles away. The darkness of the moon that's right there. That is such an awesome shot. I'm so glad we're able to bring this to you guys. This is happening right now. We're in McLeansboro, Illinois on this April the 8th, 2024 in totality. What an experience. Wow.
What a show.
And we're in this we got to
This
experience
is
this for 4 minutes here.
This is a long time.
This is an awesome time. The amount of things that people can study from this and the pictures people get to gather, this is amazing.
It feels like a summer evening.
Listen, it does. I think the wild thing is here in a minute, it's going to start getting lighter and lighter out here.
I can't wait to see what kind of temperature drops we've had. I mean, it's certainly
Yeah,
really
this
cool.
has
We
to be
could-
this has to be 8-9 degrees.
yeah,
I feel
I'm
like
going to easily.
8 or 9 degree drop.
Kevin, I want to ask my wife here real quick. Honey, what do you think?
Well, I
was hoping it wouldn't disappoint since you dragged me out here and it didn't.
That's my wife. That's my wife. I mean, we're standing here in awe at this now.
Oh,
and
here
you
we
start
go.
to see
We're coming
here
out.
comes,
We are
our
coming
glasses
out.
are going back on.
All right, we're going to need to switch the
Wow.
camera again, and we're going to have to put our glasses back on because we're back to the diamond ring stage here as the total solar eclipse in McLeansboro has just ended.
That may have been the most incredible 4 minutes. Besides when we got married, honey.
Good save, Jacob.
There it is.
Good save.
He's been married the least of all of us,
He's
and yet he's learned.
Yes.
Wow. So now the light coming back.
Oh, wow.
And
And
just
just like
the
that.
spotlight, and look
It's-
behind us. It's
dark.
It's like a sunrise,
Yes.
but it's a weird.
Almost looks like that's where storms will be coming from. The blue sky you get, the dark blue sky when it's about to storm. Sorry, we're up standing around now because just experiencing this all together.
Absolutely beautiful.
And so now it's coming back.
It's amazing because the shadow travels at 1,500 miles an hour. It takes an hour from Texas to Maine. It's just blowing on through here.
So they're getting this now in Indianapolis. So
Yeah.
Indianapolis is starting to experience what we just did. But look how much lighter it is.
Wow.
You
And totality is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter the further east it goes.
And again, we were in such a prime long totality spot here to have 4 minutes and 9 seconds of. I could have watched that for the rest of the day, just staring at it. But you only get 4 minutes.
I mean, get people that just travel, as you mentioned, across the country. They travel across the world to see this. I know back in 2017, we ran into people who their thing every year was to travel to various solar eclipses to experience, whether they were annual, whether they were total, partial. They would travel across the world. They would go to South Africa, South America. They'd go to Europe, Russia, China, just to experience this. And I mean, I know we saw a lot of people from Wisconsin, Michigan, a lot of license plates from Wisconsin, Michigan,
a lot of
when I was
Wisconsin,
driving down here. But there, this is something people will travel all over the world to see, and I think you got to see why.
Wow, that just got to take a deep breath after all that. I mean,
It's an
that's
experience.
That's such an experience that we just got to witness here, and we witnessed it with 1,000 other people, including some people over here that Jacob is with now.
Jacob
from I believe in Rantoul, right? How the kid? What do the kids think?
We talked to him a little bit before here. They say that 1 in every 10,000 people gets the chance to see totality, and I hope that the next time you get the chance to, if you get the chance to do that. Rantoul Township High School, what'd you guys think? They're just all. We were watching them from the side too. They were in awe of that. So I'll come back. We talked to you a little bit before. Tell me, what did you think?
It was truly a once in a lifetime experience. I mean, just being able to take off the glasses and seeing the diamond ring, that was great.
Almost everything she said. It looked wonderful. It was great. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
What about over here? Let's anyone over here have some thoughts?
Amazing. It was so amazing.
What an educational opportunity. We got to get hats off to teachers for pulling this off here. Miss Freeman, you messaged me and said, where should we send the students? Come on down to McLeansboro. We'll be here. It's happened. It was perfect for it. What's going through your mind right now?
I just feel really blessed. This is a huge blessing for us to get to see something so magnificent that, I mean, it's glorious to get to see this and to get to see the corona, to get to see totality, the dark, the light, the diamond ring that you got to see was absolutely incredible. I hope these kids just, I'm sure it's just burned into their brain for the rest of their life. And this is an educational experience. And sometimes hindsight is 20/20. So you don't really know until after you've been through it. So I'm assuming if you interviewed them from before, their thoughts would change now from, 2 hours ago.
Yeah. So y'all said it was worth it. Is that right?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, yeah. There's some excitement here, Kevin. I'm shaking a little bit, Kevin, because that was, I mean, look at my hand. It's just shaking a little bit there. That was so incredible, Kevin. Chris?
Well, you're so right. And I'll say this. My wife knows I'm not a too emotional person, but I swear, you kind of started to tear up a little bit. There's something about it.
Is overwhelming.
It was just in that moment there. And I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'll never forget this the rest of my life. I mean, and I know some people are like, what's the big deal? So it gets dark for 4 minutes. There's something more to it than just that.
It is
bigger.
more. Because you're seeing something. The sun is there every day of your life. You know it's there, but you're seeing it in a way you've never seen it before.
Exactly.
And maybe it's like seeing your wife for the first time when you you just like, what was that? What is that? And then it's an incredible thing. So again, 2044, we got one that's going to North Dakota, Montana. 2045, another cross country eclipse, if you can. And 20 years, 21 years from now, try to make the effort.
God willing, hopefully everybody out there can eventually, see one of these. If you didn't before, then this was, again, to try to put into words to people. Our job is to describe to you at home the surroundings, the experiences, what's happening, and you kind of get caught up when it's happening, and you try to explain. You want to explain things to people your best you can, but there's nothing that can replace actually seeing it in person.
And this is a very hard thing to describe. I mean, we can give you the visualizations. I mean, we did that. We gave you the visuals, but the emotional connection that you're going to feel with that is not something back even when I first saw back in 2017. I was like, well, I'm not going to get them. And then I was emotional the second hit. And at the same time,
compare this to 17.
Yeah. So this time, 2 times longer. This eclipse lasted twice as long as the one I experienced in 2017. Also, the one in 2017 was about half the size. It didn't have, the moon was further away. We didn't have, this one stretches about 162 miles wide of a path, 150, 162 miles wide. That was only 62 miles wide. So this one had a lot more people in it, a lot more people from Texas all the way to Maine, a lot of big metropolitan areas. This is going to be one, a lot of kids, I hope, they're going to see this and go, wow, I've got to learn, I've got to get involved with science and understand this. This is just an exciting thing.
Jacob, back with us over here. What are you going to take away from being here today, you think?
Well, I think we need to get the storm tracker in 2042 and the 3 of us go to the next one. Right? I think
we might.
I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can drive there, but
our walkers, Chris.
Honestly.
It's this was super cool. Everyone here that we got to experience it with too, from our own families to so many people behind the scenes here with us that came out. We appreciate them, the production crew out here that were working to try to bring you these images. So it's going to be something again that I will take with me for the rest of my life. And like you said, 1 in 10,000 people get to see this. So I know I'm probably going to be one of the few that was able to catch this moment.
And you mentioned your crew. Just phenomenal. This is my first time working with you guys out here for a shot this big. I know we crossed paths several times, but
we took Adam from you.
Yeah, well, that took a while to get over. No, you guys, phenomenal job. This has been absolutely wonderful. So thank you. And for those of you who are watching and aren't familiar with me, thanks for welcoming me into your home this afternoon.
Yeah, same goes for us there with you guys up there in the Peoria area. We appreciate you guys letting us come in and hopefully you saw this, you took something away from me, you got to experience this with this because we know we had an incredible time doing it here. And now things slowly get back to normal.
Yeah. The kids are already back and playing like nothing happened.
The kids are over here. Now, the next thing we're worried about?
Traffic.
Getting home.
Yeah,
right?
That's going to be interesting. We're going to be watching that closely. But, I've kind of thought maybe Chicago might have gone to Indy. So maybe,
we might have a chance.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just take your time, be patient.
That's right.
For those of you watching, just look, man, I'm running off of 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of cranky, a lot of angry people just wanting home. Just take your time, be nice, and be respectful.
And they're coming right through Central Illinois. I know we can give them some grace and some love from our viewers who are watching. There's the traffic map.
We got a lot of great mom and pop shops all across Central Illinois ready to serve up some dinner.
Get some dinner there. Those small town little cafes and diners are some of the best. Got some of the best food. So definitely check it out. But yeah, great advice there. Be patient going home. We want everybody to get home safely because you listen, after you experience this today, you want to be able to tell your friends and family about it if they didn't get to experience it. And again, a beautiful area and a big thanks to McLeansboro.
Absolutely.
Wow.
They put on a show for us.
They were incredible. When we reached out to them, we know that we're technically not in their television market for either of us here, but we wanted to be in totality. We reached out to them and said, hey, can we come down there? Open arms, rolled out the red carpet, whatever you need. The people here down in Southern Illinois, awesome. So we really want to thank them for their hospitality and letting us come out.
A quick little tidbit here. I'm looking at some temperature plots from areas now that are just north of us, so they're just east of us. They're now entering totality or just coming out of it. Their temperatures are in the upper 60s. So we had at least a 5-degree swing there.
That is That is amazing. Okay, we got less than 30 seconds. Final thoughts.
Fantastic. I want to do it again, but that's gonna be a long wait.
I might have a chance to make it again, but
Oh,
long
yeah.
time. Yeah, incredible. Great.
All right, guys. Thank all of you for tuning in to our live coverage out here. For meteorologist Chris Yates, meteorologist Jacob Dickey, I'm meteorologist Kevin Lighty. Happy Eclipse Day. Stay safe, everybody.